first time joining the channel, then welcome. If not, welcome back, family. So this evening, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit. I just got the kid down, just got Zora down asleep and everything. And, I've been needing to make this video for quite some time, okay? I originally made one video and then I deleted it because I didn't say everything I wanted to say, and then the background was hella noisy because I was, in a place where a lot of people were doing work in the background and stuff. But anyways, this video, you guys, is basically going to be about what you need to know as an African diasporan coming out to Tanzania. And more so, I'm going to be touching on the mindset and just things to not even look out for, but things to keep in mind, okay? Things to keep in mind, what not to do and what to be accepting of and things like that. So I'm just gonna, go ahead and get to my points. So y'all, I'm gonna break this video up into two different parts because it's gonna be kind of long because I have a lot to say. I've been here going on 4 years, all right? December 11th, 2020 will mark my 4 years here in Tanzania. And I've seen a lot of people come and go. Some stay, some leave. First of all, I'll just say everyone's transition is different. People are all coming out here for different reasons. Some people are coming out for vacation. Some people are relocating. Some people are relocating for different reasons as well. So as some of you may know, my transition out here, I initially came with the mindset of just being open-minded and coming to really heal myself in a lot of different ways, learn more about myself, even though I didn't know too much about the environment before I came. I did minimal research, to be honest, but I felt like I was going to be coming into a situation where I can kind of just still my mind and heal and learn about myself, learn about the environment, learn about my fellow Africans, and whatnot. Some other people may be coming literally running for their lives. Y'all know the state of America right now, especially for us Africans that are in America. It ain't pretty, and just all over the world, really, globally for us. It ain't nothing nice. So some people may be coming to escape that oppressive plantation life. Some people may be coming because they want a cheaper, cost of living, whatever the case may be, all right? Diaspora, beautiful, beautiful diaspora, whatever reason you are coming out here, not only to Tanzania, but to anywhere on the continent, please bear in mind that you must not romanticize this place in your mind, okay? And as I said before in one of my videos, I know I just spew a lot of good things, okay, about Tanzania, and I really, really impress upon people, or I try to impress upon people, that Tanzania is a beautiful place. The continent is a beautiful place, and it's not what they feed us in Western media, okay? But I don't want to sugarcoat things because that's just not who I am. No. Like I said, this is a life move for a lot of people. People are really like, rearranging their whole lives to be able to free themselves and release themselves from Babylon, release themselves from the oppressive slave colonies in which they came from, okay? People, this is a major thing, so I'm not into sugarcoating things, okay? But I say all that to say I don't want to make it seem like, everyone's transition is going to be smooth. This place, you guys, Tanzania is not an easy place to transition to when it comes to getting citizenship, when it comes to getting residency and things like that. It's not. But you really have to bear in mind that you are still coming to the land as a foreigner, okay? And I know a lot of people don't look at it like that because we are all African. We are. But let's be real, folks. Like us, especially us who grew up in the West, we have a very different mindset than a lot of people, a lot of continental Africans. And we have to accept that. We can't, put in our mind, we have different mindsets because we grew up in different environments. All right. And we cannot expect continental Africans to know our plight. Okay. Yes, they show things on TV. Yes, they see things on social media and stuff like that. But, a lot of us coming out here are, expecting the continental Africans and, the Tanzanians to understand where we're coming from. A lot of people, when I explain to native Tanzanians sometimes about the plight that we carry in the things that we go through in America, some of them are so shook. They're like, what? Are you serious? Like that it blows their minds. Even though they might hear about, police shooting here and there, or they might hear this or hear that, it doesn't really hit home with them and it doesn't sink in. When I tell them about things like gentrification, for example, how a lot of historic Black neighborhoods have been basically taken over by Mzungus, and people been forced out of their homes and lost their properties, and how it's really affected Black people, the big mortgage scandal in 2008, I believe, things like that. People are really blown away, and a lot of us come out here, a lot of diasporans come out here unknowingly expecting them to know and identify, in some cases, with our struggle and with our plight. Because yes, even though we all Black, we are all African, we have a different set of struggles. We have had, both of us on both sides, okay? Their life hasn't been peachy keen over here either. Their life has not just been a cakewalk, all right? They have dealt with colonialism from another side, from a whole nother perspective, okay? And, I just want to remind people that we are not thoroughly taught each other's history. People always... The argument that I hear all the time is like, oh yeah, half of them don't even know about slavery. And they say that with such a chip on their shoulder and just, a condescending tone. Like, yeah, they don't even know about slavery. They won't even talk that. Do you know about the Maji Maji Rebellion? Do you know who Chief Mkwawa is? Do you know who Chief Mangi Meli is? No, I bet you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, so don't come over here like, oh, they don't even know our history because you don't know theirs. And I'm not talking about the things that are widely studied about African history in general. Yeah, we all know who Mansa Musa is. We all know about, the Yoruba religions. We all know about the first universities in the world in Timbuktu and, things like that. We know those things because, we've kind of studied collectively as Black people looking into the continent and learning our history, and those are just very, very topical things. Hell, I'm not even super duper duper versed on African history as a whole. I'm getting there. It's a learning process for me, but just do not come out here with that mindset like, oh, they don't know da da da. You don't know their history. And I'm not. Okay. I thought I heard Zora again. It's the neighbors. They turning up. It's a full moon right now. Do your thing. But anyways, a lot of us who speak so condescendingly about the people here don't even know the history, the deep-rooted history of the people in the land that they're trying to relocate to. And it took a sister and a brother who came out here from New York to point that out to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I realized that I didn't know their history, but I was expecting them to know ours. And I was like, you are so right. You are so right. I came out here with the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us do unknowingly. Okay. So that's enough with that. The second thing. All right. This is a big one, okay? And it still irritates me to my core. And I've been here almost 4 years. So when you're coming out here and you don't know Kiswahili, you don't know the local language, you don't understand how people do business out here, and it's very different than what it is in the States. I will tell you that right now, okay? Especially if you don't speak the language, expect to get ripped off, all right? Yeah, whoa, what? Yeah, expect to get ripped off. It sucks. It shouldn't be like that, all right? But what you have to understand is, like I said, if you don't know Kiswahili, you are an Mzungu, all right? And that's just how people look at you. Unless you're encountering a person, which I've encountered quite a few, to be honest. I've encountered a few people like, no, you know you African, right? You know you African. I don't know where you come from, but you're African, you know? And so they have that kind of brotherly, sisterly love with us. But really, when it comes to business, that's kind of few far and in between, just to be real. So expect to get ripped off by 2 to 3 to 10, 20, even 50,000 T-shillings with things. All right. And that's why I just say it's so imperative that you learn Kiswahili, at least the greetings, especially the numbers, you know, all the way up to 10, Moja Mbili Tatu and time, like all of them, you know what I'm saying? All the way up to 10, no thousands, no hundreds, you know what I'm saying? So at least, because everything here is bargaining, like people barter for things. You know, I'll be like, oh, I want these earrings. How much are they? 20,000 T-shilling. I'm like, elf kumi, you know, let's try 10,000. And then we meet in the middle, you know, 15, 13. Like people barter here, okay? But if you don't know the language, you're just gonna accept it because you're like, oh, okay, you know. It sucks that you're targeted as an individual because you are not from here, okay? You are not originally from Tanzania and you do not speak Kiswahili. But that's just the way it is, man. You know, some things we have to accept. I'm not saying that is right. I'm not saying that it doesn't need to change because it absolutely needs to change. But anywhere you go in the world, y'all, I've been to almost 30 some different countries. I've lost count. I've been to a lot of different countries, and rest assured, almost every country I went to, I've gotten ripped off because I was a foreigner. And that even goes for like just going into the tourist areas, okay? Like a cab driver, I'll say, hey, I want to go eat, or hey, I want to go shopping. The cab driver or the Uber will take me to a tourist area where the clothes or the food is 3 times higher than in a local residential area where the locals eat and the locals shop and things like that. You know, some of it's structured, how they rip you off, and some of it's not. You know, that's something you're gonna have to accept unless you know Kiswahili and unless you once you get into the culture. Now, I get ripped off a lot less than I did when I first got here because I learned the numbers. Excuse me, I learned the numbers and I learned how to count and stuff. Excuse me. I learned the numbers. I learned how to count, you know, so I could save my little change, so I could save my little coins, you know. It got tiring. And also, look, for all my Tanzanian brothers and sisters watching this, please stop doing this to our people. For real. Like, you know, we aren't coming out, especially African Americans. Shoot, really all of the diaspora. Most of us are not coming out with super deep pockets, you guys. Most of us are coming out on money we've saved for years or months or whatever the case may be. And a lot of us are really running for our lives. You know, maybe not even in a literal sense. Maybe some are, but, you know, just searching for a better life for us and our families, you know. It needs to be rectified. We are not Mzungus. We are your brothers and sisters, you know. But you know, it's a give and take. And what a lot of people fail to realize as well, coming out diaspora, I'm talking to you, what a lot of us fail to realize is that people operate like that in a lot of what you would call third world countries or poor countries, even though Tanzania is far from poor. One of the richest countries I've ever been to resource wise. But a lot of people tend to operate like this in economically poor countries because of colonialism. And yes, I'm that person who blames everything on the Mzungu, all right? Colonialism has come in and created within the people a mindset of scarcity, okay? It has come in and made, this is through a lot of African countries, okay? Colonialism has come in and made the Mzungu the savior, or the Asian Chinese man the savior, and they have looked to these foreign entities for their sustenance, okay, and a handout ultimately, okay, and what they've done, they have mentally made people depend on them, okay. So it's created, like I said, it's not only created a mentality of scarcity, it's made us feel like there's not enough to go around, all right? And especially in a situation where a lot of people, I can't remember who coined this term, but it's a lot of people out here are living in like a hand to mouth type of system, basically meaning that, hey, you go out and work for the day, you get paid, you know, of whatever odd jobs that you may be doing. You get the money for your family, you go to the market, you get the groceries, you get, you know, whatever you need, the Pampers for the baby, whatever the case may be, and come home, rinse and repeat, you know, same cycle next day. And so, you know, whatever you earn that day is what you can take home to your family and what you can leave on the table as, this is what mom brought home, this is what dad brought home at the end of the day. And so, you know, any way they can kind of pinch extra so their family can have some extra, that's usually what happens. I'm not saying that you don't got some winos out here who just go drink it up, or, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, because hey, that's in every culture really. But, you know, 9 times out of 10, that's what's going on, okay? And I don't know. I just call it like foreign tax, because at the end of the day, like even, okay, this bottle of water, right? This is 1.5 liters, all right? So that's 1,000 T shilling, which is like 40 some cents, let's say 43 cents. I've been charged 3,000 T shilling for this before because I didn't know. It's $1.20 some cents. $1.20 some cents. This is what I would pay in the States for this bottle of water, you know? So like at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, if they do pinch an extra dollar off you for a dress, if they do pinch an extra, this gnat is getting on my nerves. If they do pinch an extra $2 off you for a cab ride, it's still gonna be cheaper than what you pay for Uber. Like, stop complaining about everything. So you guys, this is gonna be the end of part 1 because I feel like this is just a good ending spot. Stay tuned for part 2. Y'all know what it is. Love y'all, peace.